based on the sermon that was preached today, it was about pride, at least some of the important parts. And I had some questions about it. And what image do you have when you think of pride?
When I think of pride, I just think of someone who is just, going around boasting about themselves, feeling good about themselves. It can be negative or positive, depending on how much, they're going on about it. But yeah, that's what I have about pride.
Same. A feeling of, like, being better than others.
In the negative sense.
Love. Yeah, I kind of agree. I think it would go along with, like, ego, too. I say that because I know a lot of people who have pride in egos in the industry I work in. Like, that goes very much hand in hand. When something, like, hurts that, it affects both pride and stuff. Weirdly, the thing that helps build people in their confidence, in a way.
I liked how you guys came together in the sense of understanding how it's pretty much your own personal ego about it. Because I was going to ask you what's the difference between, like, confidence and pride in that sense. And you guys explained it. It's pretty much how you view yourself. Do you think, like, it's also part of, like, insecurities in a way?
What, pride?
Yeah, could it fall into insecurities? See it as... Oh, okay.
I think people use pride to hide their insecurities. They'll be over prideful or like over confident about something when they're really just like insecure about it. Like prideful to the point where they're like mean about it.
Because I was going to say, like, sometimes people use it as a sheet to cover what they're insecure about. But my next question is, has pride helped you in a way or held you back from anything? Should I give an example?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So sometimes, for example, not pride, should I say confidence? Because that can be confused. Right now, I have the confidence to ask you guys something, but it could be the pride in me to be like, I don't need to ask them anything. So sometimes that could have held me back if I don't know the difference.
I got something. I would say yes, in the sense that it holds, like, if I'm scared to do something, or if I'm like, hey, what if I do this? And I'm like, no, I might embarrass myself if I go and try. I'm just like, what am I doing? Like, I don't need to do that. It's like, I don't want to. I think sometimes I confuse it with protecting and guarding myself. I'm going to sit back. I'm going to just not take that chance. But it's like, sometimes you just got to take a chance and it won't be bad and you never know. So I'd say that's a way that stops you.
I was going to say, adding to that in the sense, like what Pastor's talking about, like anxiety is when you can fear something. Let's say you got protected and now you're still thinking about what you were protected from. I was going somewhere with this. You got it.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, like, we get anxious and we get anxiety and we cover it with pride and we're like, oh, I don't have to show anybody my weakness. I show them that I'm strong in this, so they can only look at that. So I wanted to say, like, that could hold somebody back because there can be times when you're sensitive or talking about a sensitive topic and you don't go to the right people about it. I'm going to say people who are people that you but be more vulnerable with.
Do you want to be more vulnerable with? Or people who we are vulnerable with?
If you want to do both.
Okay.
This has no order.
Mostly, like, us. I think that's it.
That's fair.
Yeah.
No, because that would have been my answer too.
Yeah.
I think just vulnerable in general. I'm not a vulnerable person whatsoever.
Same.
Like,
It's kind of like we're raised to not be. Like, we're not raised to be.
I feel like it's cringe for me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the scary part. I'm going to redirect it in a way, because growing up Caribbean, we're always, like, shown to be, like, tough women. And many times when we are low, we don't know how to connect with people. At least sometimes I struggle with that. I don't know if you guys went through that as well, but what ways have you outgrown that and not be prideful? How do you stop yourself from being prideful? And what ways do you know you're being prideful?
I got you. Well, this is kind of gonna go into like my schoolwork because our big and I do acting and yeah, and my and my program is so out there. It is so bonkers. It is so crazy. We walk around barefoot in the building, and it's like a comfort thing to me. I'm very comfortable walking around barefoot other places, and I shouldn't. Not barefoot. I wear my socks. Let me clarify that. Not barefoot. Not barefoot. I wear my socks. No. Yeah. There are actually people who just go dogs out. It's crazy. But a big thing is, like, you really have to put yourself aside just so that you could go further and really just grow in the work that you do and actually, like, get a good experience and learn something. Because, like, if you're too busy just, like, thinking, oh, no, I'm going to embarrass myself in this class if I take myself and, like, go further, then it's just, like, you're not really getting anything out of the experience. It's like you're not really, like, putting yourself out. You're not really learning and gaining experience, and why did you pay all the money in the first place? You pay to be here. I think that definitely took me, because especially starting out freshman year, I was very shy and very quiet. I know I'm not here. Other places, I am. But, it's definitely stepping out of your comfort zone, for sure.
I think the way I'm prideful is probably like how I present myself to others, I guess. Because the high school I went to, they were all about, it was an all-girls school. It was all about presenting yourself as a lady, I guess, to the world. So I always try to be proper. You know, I wouldn't want to go into certain places because I'm like, no. But like,
I'm above that.
but you know, I have been trying to work on that. You know, like for example, Jamaica Avenue, I did not like the whole street. No, thank you. But like, you know, when you know you don't have a lot of money to work with, that's a good place to be shopping and stuff like that. So that's kind of how I've been working on it. You know, go where I should probably look at instead of trying to shoot for above where I can afford. Yeah.
The question was, how do you
Catch your pride.
catch your pride? How do you like?
Overcome it, basically, right? Overcoming pride, I guess. Like, I think you were talking about, well, we were both talking about, like, pride, like, hides your insecurities if you're really prideful. And it hides, I feel like when you're prideful, you actually do less than what you want to accomplish because you're like, you think you're over everyone else. So like, I'm not going to try new things, or I'm not going to start from the bottom. And I feel like when I think to myself, everyone is living this like same, not the same lives, but we're all on the same earth. We're all on the same planet. We all go through the same things, and we all have to start from the bottom, and we all don't know what we're doing. So when I just realized that we're all just children grown up, I'm like, I'm just going to do it. Like, it's my one life, and I'm just going to do it and get over pride. And if anything happens, it's in the hands of God, and I'll be fine.
Amen.
I was gonna say, like, to combine all of us is like sometimes we get other people's opinion and thoughts into our own head, and it blocks us from going forward. Yeah, I think we did good, guys.
Okay.
I'm just gonna shut it here. But what are some takeaways you guys want to talk about? So I'm done, but I'm still talking.
Takeaways?
Yeah.
It's important to know when we're being prideful about a situation, and we should stop and understand why we're being prideful, and is it harming others? I think that's something you should think about.
Yeah, there's a difference between pride and confidence.
That's good. I like those answers. I guess edit this part out.
Bro, it's gonna take like 5 years just to get it.
To get it all out. That's so good. But yeah, I realize I like talking about this stuff, even though we don't usually. I guess this is also another thing of I'm stepping out of my comfort zone.
Exactly, that's it.
And I am putting my pride aside, but I'm learning so much from all of you and like connecting in a faith-based way, which, you know, surprisingly sometimes you don't get it as often as you think.
Right.
So I'm like, I like this moment. It's fun. It's good.
Yay.
My takeaway is that I have good friends. They love me. I love them. And I shouldn't be prideful to ask them questions.